Hey, what is up, everybody? I've had a lot of people reaching out, wondering how I'm doing, how it's going. So I thought I'd just make a quick little video to keep everybody updated. First of all, thank you. It has been impressive the amount of people who've reached out to say nice things, and I really appreciate it. I had surgery about a week ago and was released from the hospital within 48 hours, which is crazy. They can peel your scalp back and poke around in your brain, and then you wake up and you can walk and talk. So, but yeah, that went well. Now I'm just recovering in Denver, waiting for some follow-up appointments. That's pretty much it. Just struggling to not get bored. So, but yeah, I appreciate everyone's concerns. It means a lot, and it is going well. I feel good. I'm not in pain. I am just trying to stay not bored until a follow-up appointment on the 8th. So again, I appreciate everyone reaching out, saying nice things. The care has been great. My family's been great, and all of you have been great. So thank you. I'll keep you posted, and we'll talk soon.
And you can, again, go through these profiles, which ones are more complete, reach out to them, be like, hey, I really like your work history. You got all the qualifications need. Let's have an interview because I think I can get you out this year. That's going to save you so much time. Better do that proactive than in the moment. But if you have to do it in the moment, that is one option you have, right?
Yeah, and you don't have to wait for people to reply to your job posts. If you want to go and you need like an FFT1, you can search in there, FFT1, and then go shopping yourself. So like, oh wow, this gal looks really cool. Oh wow, she did this, she did that. Let me reach out myself.
Right. And when you say shopping, are we a hiring agency?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We get that a lot too.
Yeah.
I wanted to clarify, am I paying for this person that we're finding? No. You're connecting, you're having that communication on your own. We're not trying to take your people away to then charge you more. I get that's a business that happens in certain industries, but not there. Hey guys, what's up? It's Brennan and Tyler with The Journeyman here with another podcast episode. We're going to continue on from what we were talking about last time. We gave a demo more on the Wildland firefighter side and what the platform looks like there. So if you haven't seen that or you're interested, go ahead and go back to that episode. This one, strictly company, right? Between setting up your company profile and what that dashboard integration looks like.
Yeah. So all products start as an idea, and this was an idea Brennan and I had multiple years ago while running our Wildland Fire EMS company. And many times we would just be saying, man, fuck, there should be an app for that. Oh, wouldn't it be nice of this? Wouldn't it be nice of that? So this is like the culmination of all of our problems we ever had running a business and how we set out to solve them.
And a little bit from other platforms, like that, there should be an app for that. A lot of times there are, but I don't want to have 3 or 4 platforms to run the fire business. Like, I don't want a specific communications and then my gear somewhere else, and then to have all the certifications in a Google Drive, cloud storage somewhere. Like, I want it all in one place, and I want it to integrate and talk to each other. So, like you said, it's been a lot of what we've learned. I think the last year we've gotten some good feedback on these other 100 companies and what they've kind of wanted, and we're still continuing to change things. New things every month for sure.
Of course, we're biased, but we have a lot on the line when running our EMS company. And so we built this to run that more efficiently. And we use it every day.
Yeah. And I would also
multiple times per day.
Multiple times. And I would say, like, why? You know, we did it because when you miss a contract opportunity or a role or whatever, that's costing not only the business to miss out on revenue, but it's work for your guys. And, you know, slow season, especially if, you know, they're trying to get out and get their days, you don't want to be missing those calls because you sent the wrong person with the wrong certification, or you couldn't find a person with the right qual. Or, you know, they got done with an incident and didn't keep, it was a disgruntled employee and they burned your shift ticket book and all that. Like, you want to be able to have a better way to track all this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know we hit on the story in episode 1, but kind of push us over the edge to finally make this thing when we turned down multiple calls that we couldn't fill just because we didn't quite know who had a specific license and who didn't.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're like, all right, we need to do it. It started there as like a people finding, but it has evolved into a lot more than that. So,
and a lot of people, I think, still have kind of a built-in idea of it's just a hiring platform, right? We get that a lot. Like, I'm not hiring right now. It does a lot more.
Pisses me off. No, it's education.
But it is how we, it is how we started. We used to call it, we're the LinkedIn of Wildland Fire.
Yeah.
And we do have some of those LinkedIn style features, but we don't need all of it. And there's a lot more that we do provide.
Can you hire here? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that my favorite thing about it? Definitely not. Should we hop into some of my favorite things about it?
Yeah, real quick, I want to touch over. So you're on your personal profile right here.
That's right.
When you're signing up for the first time, you don't have to create a firefighter profile. If you do, because you do both, that's fine. You can register your company straight out of the gate. Or if you're here, just click on your photo. You can go into your settings and you'll see register your company. And whether that's a Wildland Fire company, right? If you are an agency, department, whatever, if you go out or send people on Wildland Fires, you want to fill out that one. Now, if you're someone who maybe offers a service, right? Maybe your insurance, you provide insurance to Wildland Fire companies, or you sell, you know, hose attachments and gear, things like that. We do have those spaces for you. They're pretty rudimentary. That's not our main focus right now, but we will be building those out.
And maybe this just came to my head. Maybe this shouldn't even say company. It should just say entity, because I strongly think a lot of the things business owners are using, that there's no reason that couldn't be a Forest Service office that has multiple resources, multiple people going multiple places that want to track those things. So this is also for you.
Yep. And we'll change the name. That's a good idea. But yeah, just click on whichever one, fill out the information. It'll come into our admin. We kind of do a basic pre-verification just to make sure you're a semi-established entity. It allows you and I to reach out. We always like to have some face-to-face time with new registered companies. But hopefully this demo will kind of help out.
Yeah.
So once you're approved, run us through how to switch over and we'll do a full work through.
Clicking on, nice thing about our platform is it's quite similar on your phone as it is on your laptop. I'm on my laptop right now.
Cool.
Should announce that.
No, you're good.
So I will come over here and hit switch to company for Minuteman EMS.
I will say there are some loading times. If we get some awkward pauses here, like we're pulling live data, right? The point of this is to have some live information of where your people are, what numbers are. So there's going to be some moments where it takes a second for some of these things to show up.
Yeah. So welcome to the very intimate look within our business. You're going to see it all. So here's home. Here's the home dashboard. We got some renovations coming on this soon, so perhaps
you want to give them a little
refilm that.
Refilm it, but we'll have our own content about it. Maybe give a hint about what is going to be on the company dash.
Yeah, so there's going to be a glide path for all of your available or all of your active resources. Just going to be a really nice way to see list of all your resources and how many days they have left in their rotation.
Cool.
You're going to see your active incidents versus your total incidents for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then getting into dollars and cents, like your OF 286s, if you know what that is, it's your document you get from finance about the money, what the government owes you. And if you own a business in the space, the government does not rush by any means to pay you. So we have had times where we didn't know how much was outstanding and owed to us, or how long has it been. So this is going to tell you you're paid, what's been paid to you, and then how much like you have sitting in your accounts receivable that you're waiting to get.
Absolutely.
Did I miss anything else on the hint?
No, and it's important, like you said, it takes the government. If you've been in the space, it takes a while to get paid, right? Some are getting paid in that 30-day range, but it's normally around 45 to 60 before you even see it. And sometimes you don't even get paid the full amount. But when you're PL5 and you've sent out, if you're a medium and or larger size company, you're doing a lot of different incidents, many different resources. Right? And you may show up to a fire and only work 2 days and that resource gets sent home. It's important to track those 2,000, 10,000, those lower dollar value ones that can slip through the cracks. We've definitely caught it each year. It is important to know, I think people should know that if a state like ODF owes you money and they're late, you get interest on that. And you probably want a way to be like, no, we were here from this date to this date. My OF 286 was filled out here. So this can help with some of that. But no, you hit it pretty well. I'm excited for that new release.
Yeah, me too. Really am. Available for work. So we can hit invite more. This is search firefighters. These are all the people on the platform who have incognito mode off. So they want to be seen. And then they also have their available to work switch to on. So I know in the last episode, we were talking about how Brendan and our roster was tapped. So we were in here on the Wildland EMS page and we were scrolling, trying to find someone who met some of the requirements we had.
And I should note, like, if you're a company owner going through this, don't necessarily rely on just the tabs, right? I think I hit the Wildland Fire EMS tab, but that's dependent upon the users having signed up to those industries. So consider using the search bar where you can just type in paramedic, or maybe it's engine boss or FFT1, right? And that'll help pull some of that information. And you can, again, go through these profiles, which ones are more complete, reach out to them, be like, hey, I really like your work history. You got to, all the qualifications need. Let's have an interview because I think I can get you out this year. Yeah. That's going to save you so much time. Better do that proactive than in the moment. But if you have to do it in the moment, that is one option you have, right? Yeah. And you don't have to wait for people to reply to your job posts. If you want to go and you need like an FFT1, you can search in there, FFT1. And then go shopping yourselves. Like, oh, wow, this gal looks really cool. Oh, wow, she did this, she did that. Let me reach out myself. Right. And when you say shopping, are we a hiring agency? No. Yeah. No. We get that a lot, too. I wanted to clarify, like, am I paying for this person that we're finding? No. It's you're connecting, you're having that communication on your own. We're not trying to take your people away to then charge you more. I get that's a business that happens in certain industries, but not there. Available for work. Then there's the invited. If I click into that, that's just going to show you a list of people that we have interviewed and said, hey, hop on TJM. We'll invite you to our roster. And they have not accepted. What are some ways you can invite people, I guess? I'm about to show you. Cool. Right here, we have auto add to roster. So if you're around your people, you can hit that. It'll open a QR code. They can scan it, and they're going to automatically be added to your roster. And we're going to hit on it a lot on why it is important, extremely important, to add people to your roster. You don't get near the experience and benefits unless you have people on your roster. Yep. There's a link. You can email this link to everybody, or a 6-digit code. And the 6-digit code, for clarification, is going to be when you tell your employees to sign up for the platform, and they're going through that work history section, or maybe they do this later and they're going to add some work history. They can actually pick your company and then put in that 6-digit code, and it'll automatically join it.
Absolutely.
Likewise, and I didn't touch this on the other one, users can search your company profile and request to join. You'll get a little notification up at that top left bell that you can accept or deny.
Absolutely.
Nice. Too easy.
Tasks. These are pretty basic, but we've used it for a lot.
In the preseason, I think we used it a bunch.
We used it for a lot of things. It's just our shopping list or our to-do list, essentially. So, whatever. Order, Narcan, description, whatever. Now, use this how you want. This is this particular case. We wouldn't assign this to our whole roster. Maybe that would be more something like check your email. We sent you a whatever, or
fill out your upload your pack test or complete your whatever.
DOT physical, get one.
Sure.
Then we could send this to everyone on our roster. Teams, which we haven't quite hit on yet, but we will.
Yep.
Or an individual, which is
just the people that have accepted or have been into your roster.
So when we have people out there come out to help us in the preseason, it's a way we can like, hey, we need you to do this, assign it. They see it on their end. When it's completed,
they can I think they can like select it and cross
check it off.
Yeah.
Lately, we've been using it to track down the calls that we've had to turn down. So when we get a call, which reminds me, we got to add another one of those, but kind of lets us know like, wow, should we buy more equipment? How much did we miss out on by not having more paramedic kits?
Yeah, it's going to, I think, a nice end of the year review. We used it as tasks, but we also kind of used it as notes. And we do have these things set up for individual resources, which we'll cover later. But as a business whole, it's been super valuable.
Very simple, but very beneficial to us.
Absolutely.
Now, here into the recent job positions that your company has posted in June, probably. There's a lot going on up in Alaska. We're getting a lot of calls to send people to Alaska, but to work up in Alaska, you have to have an Alaska license. We don't have a clear list of who of our people have it and who don't.
Yep.
We're going to get to that. We're going to fix that later. But so we just decided to, hey, let's make a post to everybody. Alaska licenses, blah, blah, blah. And we had 9 people reach out all saying, I have my Alaska license. I have my Alaska license. So unfortunately, right about then, the Alaska season shut down. So it didn't pan out, but it would have. It was really kind of cool to see that 9 people reached out.
And we can also save this information for, like you said, at the end of the year. Maybe next year we're considering, man, those were a lot of resources we turned down in Alaska, and we need to make sure people have those certifications. We can still reach out to these people and interview them, right? Hey, didn't get that last year, but would love to chat you for the next season because we're going to have some stuff up in Alaska or whatever region it is.
Some of these 9 ended up not working for us in Alaska, but elsewhere. So it was a monetarily beneficial thing right there to find solid people to work for you.
So when you click on, so you see the 9 applications there, I guess. So what can you do after someone applies? What does that kind of do?
Right. So we hit view all. This is all the people that reached out saying, I have my Alaska license.
Or maybe they didn't, which again, we're pre-vetting.
Yeah, maybe someone in here said, I have my Texas license. And then I'm like, not what I asked for, but thank you for telling me a lot about yourself.
Yep.
People leave a little cover letter. You can send an invite to them directly. Maybe a minor bug here because this person's already on our roster.
Yeah.
So,
hey, lots of bugs to work out.
Yeah. So, but here, invited. And then you can go directly to their profile. We'll blur out Mr. Tyler's information.
Yep. Again, if they had some work history quals here, they would enter it in. If they had those documents, they would be shared.
Maybe we'll blur out his picture entirely
Yeah.
and hit. This isn't the episode for this, but this is an example of not a bueno profile because I can't see shit about them.
Nope.
So,
and again,
you're nobody.
That's fine, right? I would much rather have this experience of 9 applicants submit, and even only if one of them had all of their stuff done on their profile. That saves me a lot of time, right? Because we've hired off of Indeed where, hey, we need even just a basic EMT or medic, and we get like 600 applicants, and they don't even have a single qualification.
Yep.
So I want quality, not quantity.
Back here to home, recent job positions. We can also hit see all. These are other ones that we've posted. And then, of course, we'll hit it quick, but I think it's pretty basic, but also create a position.
What's the one kind of caveat within create a position? Like you might have a little bit more urgency or want to...
Glad you asked.
Thanks.
So we have a little thing in here called an emergency hire. Now, obviously fill this out as it pertains to the job you're posting. But if I click this little bad guy right here, we'll hit in our primary industry for us to be Wildland EMS. Then when I hit create job position, an emergency hire blasts a push notification to everyone on the platform who has Wildland EMS checked as one of their sub industries.
And notifications turned on.
And their notifications are turned on, but they would get an emergency hire notification.
And again, I think you hit it on the head there. Like fill out the information as detailed as you can, right? One thing you always see if you're in the Facebook subgroups, right? People will post jobs and they'll be like looking for an FFT2. They'll spit out a location, but they're not putting the requirements down. They're not putting the paid job down. Like companies need to have the responsibility of being transparent in what they're hiring for. If you're, expecting a quality candidate to apply. I think the Facebook subgroups are great for certain things. I don't think they provide that transparency in hiring, nor do I think they provide transparency like to the company owner of like who actually is this person, what have they done, where have they gone, what are their certifications, like so important that you put that good information in there.
Yeah. And lastly, on our home here, there's events. We haven't ran any.
We don't have any trainers.
Could be like we're doing an RT-130 or a rope rescue class, but we haven't done any of those, so they don't show up. And then posts. Companies can make little posts. We had a awesome REMS training in Hanksville, Utah.
Yeah.
And we posted some pictures about it. So
yeah.
Now here along the left side is also how we can navigate into all of these things. Now, Brennan, should I hop into roster or gear next?
I think we should do roster, right? Because what we're gonna build into the kind of 2-ish main pillars is you need your people and your equipment / gear to effectively have a good resource tracking page. So I definitely want to hit on people. There's a lot of benefits to building a roster. So let's hit that one.
This is where it gets fun to me because our people are our most important asset, right? Now, here we are, alphabetically sorted of all of the people that we have added to our roster or requested to join ours, and we accepted them.
Yep.
A few things you're going to see right off the bat. Search. So maybe you know this person you're looking for. The name, and then we got here, are they available or are they not available?
Okay, where does that come from?
That comes from that individual firefighter responsibly advertising their availability,
which is so much better than mass texting, group texting or group email, like, okay, who's available this week? Okay, who's available now?
It's been so nice to just open this and like, oh, they're available? Sick. Shows their location, which has come in handy a lot. This is going to update every time they open the app.
Yep. And it just kind of gets their general location. Do you want to show, okay, so you can if they turn that on, you can actually in the search bar search for either the city or the state, but you can also click on
the view map button.
Ooh, Dora the Explorer is very exciting.
Very exciting, but let's see. Okay, Boise just came to mind, and then this person, like, say we know this fire's near wherever.
Yeah.
A more efficient way to do that would be to hit this little button right here. Now,
dang, good luck navigating this on your laptop.
Yeah, I have to touch it with my fingers at the moment. Again, this has just been so powerful for us to, and sometimes it's not always about filling a resource order. Before it's been like, man, they're delivering a truck to us in Eugene, Oregon tomorrow, and we can't be there, you or I. So who in our roster can help us out to go receive that truck for us? So I went over here. There's Eugene. Now we had this person. This is a little bug we're still working out. Allie. We're going to blur you out, Allie. Your personal info. Shout out, though. You did help us out a lot. Yep. But just by knowing her location, she was able to do us a monstrous favor. She made a little bit of money, and everyone was happy.
And likewise too, you can see, so you see the profile pictures there, but you can also see kind of those orange. Those are your active resources. So let's say you had an individual get injured on a piece of equipment, and you need to get them replaced with someone that you've interviewed and is on your roster. This has been a great way to go in and be like, okay, this person can actually fill in. We don't lose that resource. The rest of the crew doesn't have to get demobbed or sent off. Obviously, you as the company owner continue to be on incident, which every day counts.
Yeah, and we had things before just seeing like where our incidents or where our people are on active incidents, as you said, marked in orange, like, oh wow, that one's that close to Seattle. So we have to bring that relief crew in. I think it's going to make a lot more sense to fly them to Seattle and then to do.
It helps out with the logisticals, really, right? Does. There's that's one thing I think a lot of maybe the Wildland firefighters, the individual employees don't understand of the company, is truly how much logistics goes into moving, right? Even if you're operating just within one GAC or region, it's still pretty difficult, especially if not all your employees live within that same state, and then multiply that by all the regions you work in and different resources.
Yeah, so this has come in handy. And again, the firefighter has to agree to share their location with you. We try to explain to our people why we feel it's important, and people of these faces have gotten work from us and made money because we saw their face on the map and were able to.
Yeah, we knew where they were, that they were available, could quickly see them. Like when we have these things pop up and we have to make a decision, whether it's a dispatcher calling for an order, you get 5-15 minutes to make a choice, or whether it's an emergency resupply, need a mechanic. Knowing where you're at and where you need to go, like logistically, it's a great tool.
Absolutely. So another thing here, this little notes. If you run a even moderately sized to large company, you're going to end up interviewing and employing a lot of people, and until you get to know them more, it's really hard to remember who's that guy that we interviewed 4 months ago.
Yeah, maybe you're the owner and you haven't. You rely on you have a hiring manager, or you have individual team leads that deal with the people more often than you.
So these notes allow us to see. Now Adam is not going to be able to see what we said about him.
You're right. It's an internal note taking.
So I'm trying to fill a resource. So I'm like, okay, this guy, oh wow, former hotshot, cool. Been a paramedic for 10 years, cool. All these things about him. How we use that is when we interview somebody, we're taking notes about them. And then if we decide to accept them and add them to our roster, then we add those notes until we know that person on a deeper level, and then we don't need those types of reference materials anymore.
Or even like days off, we don't have a scheduler integrated right now, but maybe you want to keep notes on, oh, this person goes back to school in August, or this individual is going to a wedding, and even performance, right? Did well on this fire, got into altercation with supervisor. If you, like you said, if you have a moderate to large size, you probably want to be tracking all that information for some historical compliance and thinning of the herd.
It's hard to remember.
It's very hard.
All these things. Let's dive into a profile of Adam.
Really quick before you dive onto the profile,
Sure.
just hop back to your roster. I know,
Going
Tyler,
back.
you're on the desktop version, but if you are on mobile and you see those 3 dots over there,
Yeah, right here.
like say you wanted to quickly get a hold of them, again, having that number linked or a quick way to message them, you can do that here. There's so many numbers in my phone. Some are saved, some aren't. Like having a place where I know that's their phone number. If I'm in a pinch, I can find it, call them, or make an admin.
Yeah, make them an admin.
Yeah.
Remove them.
I guess I should say what an admin is. Like if you invite someone as an administrator, they're going to have kind of the same features and tools that you're seeing here as the owner, right? They're going to be able to go into the roster, the teams, the crews. If you have individuals on your roster that aren't admins, what they see is your company profile. And so if you hit your profile photo there, and it's not going to be exactly this, but it hits the point. If you hit your company logo up there and then hit view profile, right? They're basically seeing this.
Yeah.
Which they're not going to be going a lot. I think you can use this in a different way. What we use it for is like we have our protocols there. We have extra timesheets, our workman's comp, storage unit info,
Auto insurance,
medical directors, like
all this stuff
that I don't want to get bothered with a phone call or is information that everyone on my roster needs to know. I'm putting it there.
Yeah, many times even this year, people ask, "Hey, where's that or this?" And we say, "Hey, go onto our profile on TJM, the company profile. It's going to be right there in the documents."
Perfect.
So,
yeah, we'll bounce back to roster here and going in a profile.
Bouncing back, we're going to hop into one of our favorite fellas' profile, Adam Thomas.
Yeah. Shout out, Adam.
Awesome fella. We'll blur out your phone number, though. Don't worry.
And email.
And probably your email. So, view profile. Why we love the profiles is, say I need some sort of document of Adam's. I don't have to call him, bug him. I can just go into his documents. Oh, when did Adam do his RT-130?
Absolutely. You can get that copy.
All right. I know he's current. Bang. Love it. As well as any other things, when they're expiring. Montana paramedic license, resume.
Yeah.
Look at all those quals that man has.
And we used to do like emails. Like when we would hire someone and bring them on, we'd be like, okay, email me all your certs. And then we would put them into a share drive. And then we would update a Word or Excel document of what they could do. And it's like, we're wasting all of this time when...
Terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
This is way better, I must say. Then I can message Adam. Obviously, I call, email him, or I can message him. As you can see, we've messaged back and forth a little bit. Okay.
You want to hit on the kind of that second tab and also
Teams?
the little broadcast symbol there. It's kind of hidden.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to see. We'll put a label on it, but
Yeah.
I do like that.
This is nice. Can send an in-app notification or a message to anyone on our roster.
Yeah.
And here, for example, one of the many times we use this, timesheets. That's our last pay period was 8/2 to 8/15. Now, we haven't talked about teams yet, but we're about to. But you can select all rosters.
Or individual people.
Yeah, or individual people.
Forgive our spelling mistakes here and there. We're still cleaning them up.
You can send it to just select people. I was going to send a test one just to you, but you're not screen sharing, so we won't really
see that.
be able to prove it. Take
Prove
your word
it.
for it. Oh shit, I have one person selected.
But also Teams, right?
Whatever. Then you hit send, and
Yep.
they get that notification.
Whether it's available or update your availability status, submit your timesheets, let me know who has a whatever. There was a time this year we actually used this kind of in a fun way. I wanted to see.
That was fun.
Yeah, I wanted to see who was, actively checking the app, and we got a resource order. That was for a single resource that ended up, hey, if you had an extra one, one we weren't really planning on, but it still came. We were next in line in the DPL, and so what we did was, hey, we need a blah blah blah. First person to call you or I is going to get to go. And I mean, it was maybe 45 seconds.
Maybe, yeah. That person happened to be on their phone, saw, oh shit, I'm available, called us.
And she's on a fire right now.
We should have been filming that. But it was funny. While we're talking on the phone to her, someone else tried to call in.
Yep.
So, and again, this is why you add people to your roster.
Yeah.
We're going to say that a lot today. But if you didn't have the people on your roster, that wouldn't have been an option.
No.
We have a lot, knowing we're not going to end up employing all of them, but it's better to have more good qualified people that you like than to have less.
Right. We have our main group, right? I think every company has their loyal employees that have been with you for a few years. You all get along. But you have people that get done mid-season or are only available in September, October, or are seasonal. Maybe they do off-contract work for you elsewhere, but you still want them incorporated into the company. These people don't have to be the ones you're just sending out, right? You can build this pool of qualified people to help you, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. You think you have a shitload of people on your roster, and then somehow in the middle of August, when it's busy, you can't find a person.
And I think that's true for all industries. I mean, I'm in a lot of these Facebook subgroups to kind of probe around and do a little Ricky recon. And I see it everywhere, whether it's CDL drivers, FFT1s, whatever. It's not just EMS. Like,
yeah,
we're in PL4, arguably one of the slower years we've had, maybe since 20.
Well, yeah,
23 was a little slow. 2019, not too bad.
Super duper shit year.
But it's arguably a slow year, but people are still running out. So it happens every year. And like we kind of talked about earlier, you may have individuals that are doing multiple jobs or rostered with multiple companies. So having some extras, very important.
It's saved us plenty of times, and it's going to continue to. So that's your roster, right? The individuals. Now, what are teams? Yeah,
teams are kind of pre-built groups where you're taking these individual people, and maybe you want to use it as you're building out your engine, right? You want your
Type 6 engine.
Yep, you want your engine captain and the individuals associated with that. This is going to help. Maybe you just want to notify them, like you pulled up the app notifications earlier, and you just want to notify that team.
Yep.
Or maybe you have a hand crew, right? And it's 30 individuals. These things will also bleed over into digital shift tickets for your guys, so they don't have to rewrite those names, which is pretty important. But yeah, go through, create a team, select some people, and it creates their own chat, right, within the app. So if you don't want to broadcast information to everyone, you can keep it just within those individual people. We use it a lot for our ambulance teams, our REMS teams. We even separate out our EMTFs and EMPFs, right? Which honestly has been kind of great. You can go through and just find people with certain quals. The sky's the limit with how you want to use this.
Yeah, use it how you want.
It's your organization and your communication.
Yeah. While Brennan was talking there, I created a team. Here we have Engine 41 with Aaron, Adam, and Brennan on it. I made Brennan the team lead. Then here's a way I can chat with just them. Like, hey guys, remember to change the air filter on that truck. Or whatever.
Or the UTV or whatever.
Another cool, not quite. That's equipment. We'll get there. We'll get there. So that's teams. We use it with our ambulances. The people we know work together well. We pair them up, and we're going to show you when you assign teams a little later.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
Perfect.
Kind of hits the home there. I know you kind of already hit over jobs and events on the left tab there, so I think we'll go with what you were kind of leading to next with gear and equipment. What's the difference between gear? What's the difference between equipment? Why is it important, and how are we using it?
Yeah. Kind of what you always say, gear is the things you have multiple of, like radios. Maybe you want to trip torches, Pulaskis, helmets, packs,
non-serialized type items.
Yeah,
right?
Or I guess radios are
Technically, it depends on how in depth. I mean, you could go through and enter in.
Use this if you want to go
radios,
nuts. Yeah,
but if you don't want to have to put in all those serial numbers, you can do a quantity. Like
we have here our Zoll monitors, description, how many. Then add a document. Maybe this is where you add the digital manual or how you PMCS the document.
Or the last inspection it had. Like if you have a piece of equipment like that has to get inspected, maybe it was a fire shelter or a radio, or you had to get your monitor.
The point of contact for the Philips guy or whatever.
Yep.
So that is gear. Use it how you want. We've been using it mainly to keep track of, like, hey, wait, where did we send that one monitor, or who,
or what gear did that person have on that roll? You know, if the next crew goes to that ambulance and there's a broken monitor, kind of want to know, hey, did you have a Zoll? Did you have a Tempest? Did you have
who was
Philips?
there last?
Who was there last?
We're gonna refine this more too to help with like more chain of custody things for that instance. Like, well, who had that one last
at that time?
Yeah.
We'll do some gear transfer where maybe I show up to the fire and you're handing off that EMPF kit to me, and you're assigning and confirming, and then there's that nice digital log. So you, the company owner, when you come in, you know, you have no doubts of who had what when, or maybe a piece of equipment got destroyed or is dirty. You can see where along that chain that got broken at, who done it.
So pretty rudimentary now, but we made that because we wanted to know, hey, how many of these do we have? How many of these? Now, more importantly, into our equipment. So slight bug we're working on fixing. All the pictures are getting a little...
it's a local state issue. We're working on it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But these are all the vehicles we have at Minuteman EMS, the ambulances. As you business owners know who have things in the Viper system or wherever you list it with a state, you has a designator, a name,
a type.
So here is, for example, here's our ambulance, Philly. Our first ambulance type 2, the year, make, model, the VIN, and then any documents. We don't have it on this one, but what we are going to be implementing is like, okay, Philly went to the shop and had this done to it. Let's upload the receipt, or if you will,
kind of like a maintenance log, right?
Maintenance log. Yeah, we're gonna get it there. Now, this is all gonna translate into our shift tickets now,
and incident management.
Management. So it's using TJM as a business owner. You have to put some time into it
right now.
Which we're gonna shave some time off of that, but you get out of it what you put into it. Essentially,
100%.
Yeah, you don't have to put all the VINs. But in a moment, you'll like see why it would be nice.
And the license plate numbers and the serial numbers,
all that. So there's all our trailers, UTVs, big, expensive equipment. The stuff you make money off directly.
Exactly. And I was just going to say that it's those items that would have the CLIN, right? The CLIN number.
Yeah.
And that's eventually what we'd like to bleed into is, hey, if you're a company that signs up, you get your Viper contract back, just upload your CLIN that has all that information into your pieces of equipment. We'll keep refining it, but like you said, what you put into it, you get out. And we're all spending multiple hours on the phone and computer each day. And so investing that little bit of time is going to drastically pay off. Like, it'll just continue to snowball and build.
I mean, we only have 15 something, between 15 and 20 like vehicles between ambulances, trailers, UTVs. But yeah, some of these companies have
way more than
multiple hand crews that all have 4 or 5 vehicles with them and UTVs, like,
and radios and hand tools that they're giving out. I mean,
sometimes it's just nice to see the picture of it. I know they're a little fucked up right now, but like, oh yeah, that's that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even if you go back, not to cut off equipment, but even if you go back to gear, if you don't, you just want to test it out, scroll up to the top there. You can see available gear. We have some pre-staged or like pre-made gear in there. You can make a custom piece, or you can use stuff that we have uploaded. Very basic, rudimentary, but you can test it, right? So maybe you're a Type 3 company and you're like, what does this really do? Come in here, you can select one of those, the quantity. I always like the fire shelter one. It looks like a nice flaming hot burrito.
That's a burrito.
Yeah, that's for sure a burrito.
Assigned, you can assign them. We're going to assign Brennan a gas station burrito right now.
We like that.
Gear, I'm happy. I think we've touched on gear and equipment. Again, you kind of have a lot of freedom to use it how you want or not use it at all.
Yep, and we'll take the feedback we get as people use it, and we will make it easier year over year to put your new gear in, stuff like that. So don't fret on the time spent. It'll get better.
Yeah. All right. Now for what we've all been waiting for.
This is it.
What Brennan and I have been waiting for. It's pretty new. I mean, less than 2 months old.
I was going to say month and a half. So again, still some bugs, still working out. But
we're going to constantly be refining, but this is kind of the culmination of everything we set out to create for a business owner on the platform. Here in your incidents, still says beta next to it, but my incidents and resources, right at the top, you have active and completed.
Pretty self-explanatory, like that.
I think so. Then here's all the incidents that Minuteman EMS has employees or gear resources at right now. You want to pick a specific one?
I was just trying to think of maybe one we had 2 resources out, because I want to really highlight that, you can join an incident and then you can have as many resources as you want within that incident. And they're all kind of organized, separated. Some parts are together. So,
So I clicked on one that...
Bivens Creek, the one that I was on.
Yeah, so I'm
in St. George.
We still need to add. We got another resource order to this fire. We haven't added it yet. We're going to do that maybe after this podcast to show you how to do it. But we can see where they're at, when it was created, where the fire info.
Everybody likes days and dollars, number of personnel.
Fire activity.
Yeah, and so with this, on the fire activity, we'll brush over this quick and then maybe jump back to that incidents tab and the resources.
Fire activity.
I know.
It's like activity between us and our resource.
Tech activity. Yeah. This green chat here, I always have to clarify. This is a communications between the company and any resource that you have out there. Again, we want to have these different channels. I know there's a lot, but we want to have these different channels for you to either reach the right people, the right group, or all the people. And this is just another way to do that.
So we were in the Bivens Creek. We have 2 people at this one.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, there we go.
Cottonwood Peak in Elko, Nevada. We know they got there on the 18th. We created the incident on the 18th, but their working days were the 20th.
Right. There was some travel in there.
Didn't have to be there right away.
Yep.
So this is Susan Hudson, who works with us. What we sent her with, her resource order, her shift tickets that she has not done.
Not yet.
So we haven't taught her, but
she's new. But it also, if if they were on an ambulance right now, this is where, or if you had a vehicle for that single resource, this is where that'd show up. Kind of that gear, but you see the people, the gear, and the equipment.
The important thing to know is that it's counting, right? So in the background, it's counting how many people you had out, where they were, what state, what resource of yours. Because maybe for us, there's single resources, ambulances, REMS teams, but for other companies, it's going to help you see like, oh, well, this year we did really well in this department and not so much in this one.
Or even break it down a little more, micro detailed, right? If you can see down to the resource, maybe there's a specific resource that dragged down your P&L, right? And you can see, oh yeah, the turbo blew, we had to get rid of that, or we lost a vehicle and had to rent, and there was that additional expense.
Yeah. The end goal is to be able to give you a whole slew of reports that you can generate based off of this data.
And you touched on some of that in the beginning, right? The having the glide path and kind of that incident overview, your active versus completed states, things like that.
Yeah, more so at the end of the year, like who was where, how much money here. I know I talked about this in the first episode, but our workman's comp audit that we went through, and they asked me some crazy questions that I didn't know you had to be keeping track of, like how many Utah residents worked for you in California, Colorado, or Oregon? If so, how much did you pay them? Like,
as a South Dakota business,
yeah, I was not keeping track of all of that, but now you're going to be able to. It's not fully built yet, but at the end, you're gonna be able to generate reports that you want to know for that type of stuff.
Absolutely. Do you find one with an ambulance? Maybe
allow me to do.
Let's go all the way to the bottom to that.
There's an ambulance here.
There we go. Boom. There we got 2 ambulances and a med mod. Oh, and this was an R&R one, so just one ambulance, one med mod. We
need to demobilize them. That's a internal thing.
Go ahead and hit it.
Well, we can see here when they're August 9th to August 23rd. Today is August 23rd. The agreement number for that specific piece of equipment, who was on it, what they had, the resource order, receipts for, this is a good example. This is a flight receipt that we had to pay for this gentleman to get to Salt Lake City. Here's all the shift tickets.
Another bug.
They did a really nice job. We're proud of them for that. And then if I need, say finance is like, yeah, we can't find the shift ticket for August 18th. I know where it's at.
Download
I know right where it's at. So these gentlemen elected not to do the autofill.
Yeah, and
efficient.
I think part of that's that
way.
Education part, right? We haven't informed them, or they don't know the full use of that tool.
Yeah. So we have misplaced shift tickets before and not been paid because the fucking book was lost.
Yep.
So that is very expensive mistake.
And we also want a way to start, and it's in documents, and it's not so much shift tickets, but we do want a way to start tracking those evals, whether they're company evals or the personal individual evals.
Yes. You mentioned demobbing them.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong fire.
No, it's fine. How do you, so let's say you got a call right now and it was to, I don't know, pick your favorite fire in Wyoming right now. How are you joining an incident as a company? What does that kind of look like?
Great question. We were meaning to do this for a resource order we got just yesterday. So this is cool. Connect to live incident. What was the name of that one that I remember? Bivens Creek. So if you know where it's at on the map, you can, do the thing. But there's a lot of red dots in the country, so it's a lot more efficient to just type it in up there. Bivens Creek.
You're on the map right now, not join
I'm
incident,
on the map.
which is fine. Go ahead and talk about the map a little bit. And again, seeing all your resources.
Yeah.
Now this is similar to the roster map, right? Your roster map shows some icons on where all your resources are at. This is going to show, so you can see all those yellow or orange and green markings are where we currently have people at, all the way down in Colorado, Nevada, up to Wyoming and Washington.
So, yeah, open the map. Who do we have at this one?
Exactly.
Oh, it is. We know this, but you can't see it. It's Nick and Susan.
Yep.
Here's Susan. Here's the resource order. 0 shift tickets. We're going to fix that. Okay.
So yeah, if you went back,
take me back. So we just got a call to, I know we had to turn it down, but it was to like the Dollar Creek or something in
Okay.
Wyoming. Let's say we accepted that.
Yeah.
We're going to join the incident here. Dollar Lake, sorry. Dollar Lake, there it is. We're going to pick that incident. Let's say we're sending EMPF James.
Or maybe it's the date needed time, right? Or special requirements. It could be a plethora of things.
8:25 at 1400. Create incident. Now, it's up at the top here as the Dollar Lake. So we've simply just created the incident.
Mhm.
One of the companies on the platform we recently, they made this, but they didn't take it that next step to add resources.
Tie it all together.
Resource order number. We're going to say this is
999.
077. That's not a 077. Start date, we'll say, is tomorrow.
Yeah.
End date,
Which is optional, right? Because you don't sometimes
optional.
you don't have to worry about it.
It might be 14, might be longer, might be less. So earlier we talked about teams. This is where we could add one of our AMBO teams. Say we wanted to send Dave and Maddie if this was a team thing. But for this, we said it was an EMPF,
Sure.
which in our world is an individual paramedic.
The single resource type.
Yeah, so we said EMPF James. I don't know if we have a James. We're just going to say it was Brennan Holloway. I know him. Oh, that's kind of cool to highlight. So.
Yeah, just in case you don't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
You can still assign someone, like it'll give that warning, but it is good to know, like, hey, maybe you haven't closed out an incident and you're missing some things you need to go do before you reassign this person.
Yeah, so I can see he was assigned to Deer Creek. So maybe you forgot that and you're like, oh, I'm going to send this guy. Like, oh, shit, he's already somewhere.
Yep.
Let's send me.
Yours is going to populate with one too.
Oh, all right. Well, we're going to send. She's assigned. This person's not. Kaylee Fenhouse, shout out. She is now assigned. I could go in there and unassign you, I suppose.
Yeah. And we're going to get a search bar in the top of this
That
again.
would be nice. See,
Future refinements, if you will.
this keeps getting better because we use it and like, oh, wow, that would be nice. I don't want to have to scroll to the bottom.
I just want speed and efficiency, right?
Yep.
I got to make a decision quick. So one thing with agreement numbers here, you'll see that you typed them in and we kind of have some auto-populated ones. It's not always that your agreement number will be the same, right? If you have a emergency equipment rental agreement, it might differ. If it's a state order, it may not even have one or it's a weird number. But if you have like those Viper contracts and you have an agreement with the government, you can save those and then just repurpose them.
We should have perhaps done an ambulance one because the whole VINs. But we're going to say...
You can still assign. Let's just say it's a truck.
We're sending Kaylee out with this REMS truck. Okay. Continue. The gear we're going to send her with. Bang, bang, bang. Documents. This is where we add our resource order. We're going to... Whatever. It could be any document. But there is a real resource order. Whoops. Okay, here we are. Resource order. Select 077. Whatever you want to put there.
Yeah. And then, yep, perfect.
There that is. So Kaylee, just so you guys know on her end, did just now. Wait, not quite.
Right when you hit that.
Now she's getting a notification to her phone. You've been assigned to the Dollar Creek by Minuteman EMS.
Exactly.
And she's going to be able to see that resource order, the truck she's taking, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Okay. Since that one is not real, we could close it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else were we?
No, I think we kind of hit on it there. Obviously in settings there's some individual things, but it's no different than a user. The incident management is going to continue to get refined. Like you said, it's going to kind of have that Spotify review for not only you but your employees. Those custom filterable reports. So if you need tax information, if you need workman's comp information, if you just need your own whatever compliance you want, you're going to kind of have that filterable report to print out. And not to mention, it's important, you as a business owner, you should be tracking some of this data, right? If you're not tracking the ins and outs, your dollars, your days, how things are performing, where they went, how many miles they traveled, like you're missing out on ways to improve your business and provide a better product on Wildland Fires.
So far, all the things we were tracking are things that we wished we had been tracking, and now we are.
And it's not like we weren't tracking at all, right? We used to have an Excel document that we would try and do some of this on. We tried Google Drive, shared drives. I think at one point I can't remember the name of it, but it was a kind of a third-party Teams type thing that was supposed to do documents and communication. And it was too broad, right? They built that platform to fit 70 or 100 different industries, and we've just kind of tailored it down.
Yeah. To wrap up that last incident we created with Kaylee there, we added the agreement number and that truck, which when you the business owner adds a truck as equipment and you put the VIN, the license plate number, the make, model, all that. So now when Kaylee goes to do her digital shift tickets, all that is in there for her to be auto-filled.
Yeah.
So
even the names, right? If she's on a crew with 4 people, she's not going to have to write these 4 names every day. She can click, add, put everyone's hours in, and continue on.
And that's incidents. You can go back to completed too to see like what... If you need to go back and recall any old info, any receipts, like here we got receipts. We got our OF 286 will be in here where you can see how much we made at that incident. We were going through this the other day, seeing our OF 286s from which incident, and then we were cross-referencing that with the bank account and like, have we been paid? Coming soon will be
very soon
a toggle for that. Like on this incident, it'll have OF 286. There'll be a paid or unpaid. So when you see it hit your bank, you go and hit paid, and then you can cross off worrying about that one. And then on that dashboard we talked about at the beginning, and then
the total amounts, right?
Your total amount for the year, that'll go into the paid column.
And you'll also have that for receipts too, right? Because we want to track some of these expenses, whether they're fuel receipts, repairs, whatever. You'll have a dollar value that your employees, when they upload these things, can put in that specific value. And it's going to give you a good idea. Maybe you have 6 engines and one of your engines accrued 30% more expenses over the year. You probably want to know why. Was that an employee issue? Was that a gear issue? Because you don't want to send that back out and have the same thing because you're eating money somewhere.
Yeah, maybe the state of Arizona calls and wants to know, where did you employ anybody here last year, and if so, for how long? We're gonna work on having really good filters so you don't have to like come through all of these, like which one says AZ.
Yeah.
But
even with certification and quals too, right? We've talked about, and part of that is you and I don't have all the info for like what are the certifications and quals for every niche thing to have like tags, but we'll keep refining that for sure. Last thing, I think, you have anything else you want to touch on the company side?
Not really.
There's one last piece that I think we should hit, because everyone always asks every time we talk to them, what does this cost? Like, how are you, the journeyman, making money, right? You've put all this time to make this product. It's not for free. We've been in beta for the last year, right? We launched last August beginning, so we're a little over a year. And at the end of this month is kind of when our beta is going to go away. Don't fret. There will still be a type. We've typed them out, right? We have a type 1, 2, and 3 just to keep some familiarity there. But your type 3 is going to be that freemium. you're going to pretty much be able to do everything within the app that we've showed you up to a certain limit. Not so much your people, a little bit there with some storage, but it does revolve more around the equipment, the communication, like push notifications, emergency hires, and your resources. Type 3 is going to be freemium, right? Is what we're calling it. Whether you're new and you want to test it out, maybe you're just a small operation. You don't really have multiple resources out at one time. That's fine. Like it can still be a great tool for you to track these things. And then our type 2 is kind of a middle of the road, limited by a little bit on the roster quantity, like number of individual people you can have. However, I think it's a very healthy number.
Very generous number.
Very generous. As well as the number of incidents you can join at one time and number of active resources.
Yeah.
And then our type 1 being unlimited. Go crazy, have fun. You'll get priority access to some of the new features as they come in for testing. So we'll have that pricing model up on our website at livetjm.com. We're always available for sales calls. We want to prove that return on investment, right? It's very easy if you've ever turned down a resource or missed out on your department or wherever going for a plethora of reasons. One role pays for an annual subscription like within a couple of days. So
and I know. I mean, we can just say the Type 1 is right now at $4,700.
$4,700 a year or $450 a month.
I think it's very cheap because of a few reasons. One of them, earlier I mentioned the shift ticket that we lost and we didn't get paid. Well, that was $3,500 for that one day. Yeah. If we would have been able to find that shift ticket, we would have had that. Not to mention the amount of resources that we filled that we probably wouldn't have otherwise been able to. And then I'll tell you what, when I was going through the stress of that workman's comp audit, I would have paid $5,000 to get that out of my fucking life, like to have all that info.
Well, not to mention you're probably we talked about this. There's a potential to be overpaying with that stuff. If you don't have accurate data, state's going to assume the worst. They're going to try and take as much as they can.
Always assume way higher. Yep. So, and just all the other small efficiencies that add up throughout the year, like the amount of times I'm about to ask you something like, hey, where? And I'm like, I can find out myself. Right, like we know where our people are, when they got there, how long they've been there, what equipment. It tells us everything. And for the first time in my life, I feel kind of organized running a business. So I love it. Of
multiple
course.
Businesses. Don't sell yourself short. Multiple businesses.
That's right. So anyhow, if you are a business owner and you enjoyed our podcast style demo, but you want more, reach out and we can do another demo where you can ask questions back and forth. We're always available to do that. So
and we like meeting these companies, right? Because like we've talked about, we don't know necessarily everything in every industry and how it works. That's why we've kind of left a lot of this open-ended or customizable. So even if you don't want to buy, having that, we would appreciate that 30-minute conversation to pick your brain on problems or pains that you experience year over year. We may not have an implementation or a fix now, but we might be already working towards it, or we'll have a solution later on.
Yeah, that's what's cool is we can do literally whatever we want with this. If you have a good idea and we see it, we can build it.
Yeah, especially nowadays, it's pretty easy to get a lot of different things made. So nice, dude. Yeah. Thank you for that company demo.
Thank you. Yeah. If you're a business owner, obviously we recommend it. But if you have more questions or feedback, please hit us up. We can do another demo, whatever. And good luck running your fire business while using TJM.